The system is unique in that it incorporates the only electrified industrial lines in Britain, opened in 1908 by the Harton Coal Company. Emerging from the former wagon works at Harton Staithes is 1957-built locomotive number 13, one of only 2 electrics remaining following a recent change of policy. Coal used to be the stable traffic of the system, but due to the loading dock being restricted to 12,000-ton ships and the CEGB now requiring 30,000 tonners, traffic has been transferred to Tyne Dock, transported by BR. Here, a rail freight 56 leaves Westoe for the Tyne Central Coal Terminal. At the other end of the colliery, a 1977-built Andrew Barclay shunter heads for Harton Staithes with colliery waste. This is the only remaining traffic on the system. The overhead wires have been removed at this end of the line, so trains change locomotives halfway at Hilda Exchange. Several of British Coal's diesels have been transferred here from Seaham, Dordon and Ashington. At Hilda Exchange, 1951-built number 12 takes the train into Hilda Tunnel on the short electrified section less than a mile long. At the Staithes, the train emerges, using full power at about 20 miles per hour up the bank. The shunting operation is continuous, the locomotive never pausing for more than a few seconds at a time. The train runs up to a buffer stop to reverse, crossing the tunnel entrance from which it had emerged moments ago. On the curve, the engine is uncoupled, running back down to the tunnel, whilst the wagons proceed under gravity towards the discharge shed. Inside the shed, the wagons are unloaded into hoppers. Up to 30,000 tons of coal and 13,000 tons of shale used to be handled here. Now, usually only 2 ships are loaded daily, one in the early morning and one at lunchtime. A vibrator helps remove waste from the wagon sides, the waste falling onto a conveyor system which carries it to the ships. The conveyor is seen above the wagons which are positioned to catch spilt shale. The ships take around an hour and a half to load and dump their cargo about 6 miles out to sea before returning. Once empty, wagons roll forward in fours to a buffer stop before reversing over the sprung point blades. Staff control the speed if necessary with the handbrakes. Wagons roll back down the gradient to await their return to Westoe. The full story is given in the August edition of Rail magazine, complete with a track plan. Wagons, some of which have been cascaded from many other British coal installations, are seen here, as are some former BR examples. Wooden-bodied wagons are used to collect spillage from the tunnel, which is barely wide enough for trains to pass through, wagons frequently hitting the sides. After dropping full wagons off at the top, the locomotive runs back down the gradient into the tunnel from which it returns to couple onto the empties. It is hoped that several of the out-of-use electrics will be saved. Already AEG built number 9, the oldest survivor, which dates from before the First World War, has been saved for the Tanfield Railway, and a Gateshead scheme may save at least one other. Here, a Barclay shunter returns empty wagons to Westoe Colliery from Hilda sidings. Note the speed as it approaches Erskine Bank. It won't be going this fast at the top. Our final view is of number 12 finishing her day's work at about 2 p.m. The reduction in traffic was caused by the dock authorities' refusal to allow dredging for 30,000-ton ships. British Coal didn't intend to run the system down. Indeed, last year they invested thousands on improvements and maintenance to the staiths. The surviving electrics are likely to continue working into the 1990s. Our thanks are due to British Coal and particularly the Heart and Staith staff for their assistance with this feature.